Hello, children, and welcome to your offline video session. So, in yesterday's class, we were talking about how history is no more just about dates and how history is no more just about the important people. Okay, so we looked up at the changes that we are finding in history. Gradually, history is becoming, more of a society centric, more of a history which involves other people, the common people, the farmers, the tribes, etc., and is not just focusing on important people like the kings, the rulers, and the viceroys, etc. All right. So in this book, part 3, we are just about to read a history which is a constant connection between these two, like the important people and the common people. So it will be an intermixing of these two. All right. So yes, in yesterday's class, we discussed about how history is not just remaining concern of dates. Okay, so initially in our class 6th and 7th, we were more concerned about the ruling people, the date that they conquered over a particular place, the date they became king, the date they become or they died or took birth or got married, etc. So herein we are studying about a history which is focusing more on the events. All right. So here, let me first share my screen with you, and we'll go to the next topic, which is periodization of history. So we have already talked about it in the previous session. What periodization of history means. So basically, if you want to understand history, you have to divide history into fragments. Okay, you cannot just start from Harappa Mohenjo-daro and come to 2020 pandemic without giving a pause. Okay, for better understanding, history is being periodized, history is being divided. Now, the person you see in this picture is James Mill. So what he did, he wrote a book about India during his stay in India or during the British rule in India. In 1817, Mill published this book. The name of the book is A History of British India. And in this book, he did divide Indian history into three sections or three parts or three periods, whatever you want to call it: Hindu, Muslim, and British. But this division had some major problems. We already discussed what are the problems. So Mill just focused on who was the ruler during these periods. Okay, so in ancient period, we found Hindu rulers, okay, like Guptas, the Mauryans, they were ruling us, like they were ruling India. So Mill termed that period as Hindu period. In medieval period, we find rulers like the Delhi Sultan, the Mughals. So basically, they were Muslims. So he termed it Muslim. And in British period, obviously, which is modern period, we also call it, British were ruling us. So what he did, he tagged this period as British period. But as we already were discussing, these periods, they are just focusing on who the ruler was or who was the power figure that time, and not considering the fact that in ancient period there were not only Hindus, there were Buddhists, there were Jains already in existence. In the Muslim period, although the ruler was Muslim, there were Hindu population, there were Hindu kings like the Cholas, like the Rajputs, like the Marathas as well. In the British period also, obviously, the Hindu population was there, the Muslim population was there in India. All right. So we cannot just tag a period based on the uh, the religion of the ruler. Okay. Now, what Mill is writing. Okay, let us just try to understand what Mill wants to convey. So yes, this is the book, The History of British India. This is one of the volumes. So there are three volumes. This is volume one. Mill writes that all Asian societies were at lower level of civilization than Europe. So according to Mill, we were not civilized. Okay. We were not civilized. So India, I don't know you students know or not, India was known as the land of snake charmers and land of black magic. So we were termed basically everything that is, uh, this is like it's not cultured. Okay, so British people used to call India as the land of snake charmers. Now see what Mill is saying, that before British came to India, Hindu and Muslim despots ruled the country. Okay, so what is a despot or despot? Despot is a ruler who does whatever he wants to do. He does not listen to anyone else. He does not listen to the people. Okay, the dictators you can also call. So they are despots. So Mill also writes that there was religious intolerance, there was caste division, and superstitious practices in the society. So according to James Mill, when British came to India, they civilized us. Okay, they made us civilized. We were uncivilized. We were following magic, and we were doing everything which is not accepted in a cultured society. We were superstitious, and according to Mill, they came to India and they introduced culture, they introduced manners. Okay, they introduced art institution, etc. Now, as they are constantly talking that they introduced these things, I can personally ask all of your children that you can actually challenge this British people that what do you mean by arts? Okay. We see magnificent buildings, magnificent ancient architecture. We had a civilization like Harappan civilization in the ancient period, which is regarded as one of the best civilization or the most vibrant civilization of the world. So what does Mill mean? Why does he say? Because James Mill wanted to justify the British rule in India. All right. So he believed that it is only the British who can bring about culture, civilization, who can bring about manners in us, in Indians. Okay. Now that was the assumption of Mill, and that is why he divided India into three period: ancient, medieval, sorry, Hindu, Muslim, and British. And what he did, he regarded ancient and medieval period as period of darkness. This is what he actually writes in his book. Ancient period and medieval period were period of darkness and instability in India. Now, if we move from that classification, historians regard history as ancient, medieval, modern. We also discussed a little bit of this. But again, here you see, modern period was actually associated with growth of all kind. So when I say modern, it means I am referring to growth. I am referring to development. What kind of development? Science, reason, democracy, liberty, and equality. So all these aspects, okay, that gives a individual his or her freedom is associated with modernism, modern. But if we consider British period, do you think we had the equality with British? Like Indians and British, were they equal? Or British were treating us as inferior? They were superior, they were the authority, and we were their subjects. Yes, right? Britishers were not treating us equally. They were not giving us equal status to the British people. They were exploiting us. So mainly, we did not have freedom or equality in our own country while the British people were ruling us. Okay. So now, modern may not be a term that applies here. So definitely, we cannot imply that that society, the British Indian society, was modern because although there was development in technology, there was development in science, okay, there was development in art and architecture, but there was no equality, They were not treating us equal. They were not giving us the liberty to express our own views. They were treating us like their subjects. All right. On the contrary, if you see in the medieval period, actually Hindus and Muslims were coexisting quite peacefully, only if this Hindu population were accepting the authority of Muslims. All right. In the medieval period, we also find there was development of agriculture, there was development of economy, everything developed. But that did not happen in British India. Why? Because whatever was produced in India was actually exported to Britain. All right. We will come to this in a more proper way. So that process is called exploitation, when you are buying something from India at a very cheap price and selling it in your country in a higher price. So they were doing this in India because they thought India was their colony. Now we touched what colony is. Now we will try to understand what is the meaning of colony or colonialism. Now see, colony means a country or place under the full or partial control of another country and also occupied by people of that country. So we already know that British people, they came to India, they controlled India, the political affairs of India, all right? And also there were many Britishers who were living in India, okay? So India was a colony to the Britishers. All right. What else people do in the colonies? The British people came to India and very slowly established their rule in India, conquered over the local Nawab and Rajas. See this picture and try to understand what is happening. So these people in red, they are all Britishers. And here, as you see, people in line, they all look royal, right? So what these people are doing, so first, Britishers come to India. They exploit the economy of India. All right. Then what they do, they start conquering the places because now these Rajas and Nawabs are broke. Okay. They do not have the money for their own subjects. All right. So what these people are doing, they are giving away, like as you see, he is accepting the authority of British men because he is giving away his area of or his kingdom to these Britishers. All right. So gradually, these British people, they are conquering over several states or several kingdoms in India one by one. All right. And also, these Britishers, they collected revenue, bought things at low prices, and also they brought about certain changes in the culture, Indian values and customs. We will read about it in more details in the following chapters. So basically, they changed India in certain manner. They brought about certain changes. Obviously, some changes are very good. We cannot disregard certain changes. They changed Indian values, Indian customs in so many ways. So this process of changing, constant change in economy, the political affair, the society, when one country is dominating another, this process is called colonization. You see here, when one country conquers over another and leads to this kind of political, economic, social, and cultural changes, we refer it as process of colonization. All right, children. So basically, British people are coming to India. They are conquering the Indians, and in the Indian society itself, they are bringing changes, certain changes. All right. One of the example is they prohibited sati pratha. I hope you all know about the custom of sati. So it was a, it was a custom of the Hindu society, but they changed it. They prohibited that because they were the government at that time. So what they did? No, we don't want this Satipatha anymore. We are changing it. So that is how they brought about several cultural changes, and that is called as process of colonization. I hope up to this part the chapter is very clear to you. If it is not clear, then we can discuss in our next online class. All right, children. Thank you so much for your time.